Hello, everyone. Welcome to All About Travels, your number one channel that teaches you how to fill your application forms, how to apply for your visas with the right documents, and little tips you need to know to avoid rejection. As you all know, I do not like to waste time, so today we'll be teaching you how to fill your UK visa application form. Okay, UK visa application form. You go to the Google and you can just type UK visa application, and this will come up. Now you click on how to apply for a visa to come to the UK. You scroll down. Now, for every visiting visa, be it business, be it holiday, student, visitor, every visiting visa, every standard visitor visa, this is where you go to. Family visit, marriage visa, you go to standard visitor. Keep scrolling down. You come to this place that says apply for a standard visitor visa. You scroll down. These are the various visa fees. You scroll down and click on apply now. Select your language, whichever is your language, whichever one you're comfortable with, you choose. Today we're using the English language. Click on next. Select the country where you are applying from. As you all know, I'm a Nigerian and I am applying from Nigeria, so I will choose Nigeria. Identify the location where you will be providing your biometrics. In Nigeria, for now, we have just Lagos and Abuja. For a short period of time, we had Port Harcourt and Enugu, but for now, it's closed down. Hopefully, we're hoping that it will resume again. Mhm. I'll click on start now. Register your email address. The email address you're using, a link will be sent to you so that in case you do not finish filling the form immediately, you can be able to go back to that link, click on the link, and open. Enter your email address, put your password. Please put a password that you always remember, okay? Save and continue. I like to save my passwords so that in case I forget or something, I like to save. But not all password. I do not like to save all password, but for applications, I like to save my password. Who does this email address belong to? You. You means me. So Do you have another email address? If you have, you click yes and put in the email address. If you click yes and you put in another email address, it will ask you to select out of the two email addresses that you've provided which one is convenient for you to be receiving mails. Okay, but for the purpose of this video not to be too long, we're clicking no. But if you have, please put phone number. You put in your phone numbers. Okay, the question says, where do you use this phone number, this telephone number? Is it while you're in the UK or while you're outside the UK? Of course, I'm applying from outside the UK, so this shows that yes, there's some visa applications that you can apply for while you're in the UK. I'm sure we all know that, like extension, renewal, for some kind of visas, not all, not for visiting visa. Today's video is just visiting visa. It is a mobile number that I have put. If you have a landline telephone number, you put. If you have your business telephone number, you can put it as well. Any other telephone numbers? If you have another telephone numbers, you go ahead and put. If for this, like I said previously, for the sake of this video not to be too long, we're clicking no. But if you have, please put. And also, when you put extra phone numbers, they'll ask you to choose out of the numbers you've imputed which one is convenient for you to be communicated with. Are you able to be contacted by telephone? If you can be contacted by telephone, call, and text message is fine. If you can be contacted by only telephone call, you click on this. I can only be contacted by text message. If it's only text messages, you click. If you cannot be contacted by telephone, call, or text messages, you click this. This means that your email address has to be what? Active, and you must be able to respond quickly. So we are choosing we can be contacted through telephone, calls, and text messages. Now, a link has been sent. While this is going on, a link has already been sent to your email address. You save that link so that whenever you want to come back to the application, you just go to your email and click on that link. Okay, I'll show you, but let's finish with this. Giving name, okay, okay. Family name, Okafor. Please, these are not real names, okay? It's just for the purpose of this video. Save and continue. Any other names? If you have any other name, you put. For women that were previously they were married or that are married, okay, your maiden name. This is where you now put your maiden name. You click yes. But if you've not changed your name in any way, if there was no other name you were answering previously, it mustn't necessarily be women. There's some single people also, single ladies or even men that have decided that, oh, I do not want to answer this name again, and they've done change of name. It must not necessarily be married name, okay? But any name that you have been answering and presently now while you're doing this application, you're no longer using that name again, please inform them. All these little questions are very, very, very important. Okay. Oh, sorry, I did not answer the question, sir. For the sake of this video, we are clicking no. Your sex and relationship status. Are you male, female, or unspecified? Your marital status, single, married, or married partner, divorced, separated, widow. Whatever it is you answer here will lead you to another will create a different form. You know, when applying for UK visa application, what works for A must not necessarily work for B. If you have a married civil partner, there's a stage you get to, they'll ask for the details of your married civil partner. If you have an unmarried partner, There's a stage you will get to also, they will still ask you for your unmarried partner's details. Divorce or civil partnership, the same thing. Separated, the same thing. Widow or a surviving civil partner, they will still ask you. So, for the sake of this video, let's choose single. You put in your address, okay? Put in your address. Is this address also your correspondence address? Like, what they mean is, this address, do you receive mails? Do you receive parcels on this address? If they need to send your documents to you, would this address be the right address to use? If yes, fine. But some people usually use their correspondence address as their use their office address as their correspondence address, probably because of the time they come back from work and all that. So in case they need to send their documents to them, then they'll prefer it should be sent to their place of work. Okay, so it depends. But for the sake of this video, we are clicking yes. If you click no, it will give you another column to fill in the correspondence address. How long have you lived at this address? Now, if you've lived in an address less than a year, it won't go through. It won't scale through. Okay? If you've lived, if the address you've provided, you've lived in that address less than a year, it will not scale through. Okay? Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let me say, or let me use I own it. You see, you must provide the addresses that you have lived at in the past 2 years. Is this a UK address? Do you understand? So that's what I was saying, that if it's less than a year, it won't scale through. Okay. So that means you have to provide an additional address, an address where you really stayed. Okay. So let's go back. You'll be able to add details of any additional addresses once you save and continue. So for the sake of the video, we'll go back, okay? Let's change it. So let's say you've lived in this address for 5 years. Either you own it or you rent it. Whichever one, please be prepared to provide documents to back this up, okay? If you own it, please provide documents to prove this. If you rent, please provide the documents. If it's other, probably you're squatting, you're living with somebody, please provide evidence. Everything about UK is evidence. Evidence, 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 evidence. You must provide evidence. Now, this is for your passport details. You put your passport details. Please remember, these details are not real, just for the purpose of this visa application, okay? Details are not real. Just for the purpose of this video. Your identity card. The next stage is your identity card. Now, this place is your name. What is requested of you here is your national identity card. For Nigerians, is your name. Okay. Do you have a valid national identity card? Yes, everybody has a name. Even a child that was born today, as long as you have a passport, a Nigerian passport, you have a name. Because you can't even get your Nigeria passport without your name. So you put your name number here. Just put any number. Okay. This is not real, please remember. Then our issuing authority is Nigerian. Nigerian government issues the name. Our name does not have issue date, neither does it have an expiration date. So it is not applicable. So you click on save and continue. Scroll down. Your nationality. Where are you from? Nigeria. Country of birth, Nigeria. Place of birth, depending on where you were born, you can just choose anything. Your place of birth, please, this place of birth must tally with what you have in your passport, please. Then your date of birth, you put your date of birth. Your nationality, if you're a Nigerian citizen, if you have a dual citizenship, okay, you provide. Do you currently hold or have you ever held any other nationality or citizenship? If you have a dual citizenship, you click yes. If not, click no. This next stage is your employment status. What is your employment status? If you're employed, click this. If you're self-employed, a student, retired, unemployed, anything you click here will take you to another page. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm sure the rain is interrupting our video. Anything you click here will take you to another page. Now that page is where you fill your finances. Now if you say you're employed, it will take you to a page where you will fill your employment details, including what you earn after tax. If you say you're self-employed, it will take you to a page where it will ask you your business details and how much you make annually. That is how much you make in a year. While this one would ask you how much you make monthly, excluding tax. A student, of course, you don't have any financial income. A retiree, for a retiree, it will ask you how much is your pension. You put your pension details, okay? Unemployed, you state reasons why you're unemployed. So whatever it is you click here will definitely take you to a page that will ask you questions related to what you have ticked here. Okay? Please feel free to ask your questions in the comment section. So let's click employed. Employed is always easier. I can do I can do a video on self-employed, but self-employed, you have to use different business details to do it. So that's that thing about one thing about UK visa application. What works for A can never work for B. Okay, everybody has his own category. Even in the employed, even in this category, employed, there are still some jobs that you see. There's some people that will come to you with their employment details, and you see some, one or two things in their pay slips that needs to be addressed as well. So Everything differs. In the UK visa application, everything differs. Now you put your employer's name and put address. If you know the postal code, put the postal code. Nigeria. Your employer's phone number. If you most majority of the time people prefer to put their HR's number. I think it's advisable to put your HR's number because your HR is the person in the office that has all your informations, except you're reporting directly to your boss. Okay, then you can put your boss number. I mean your manager, your supervisor's number, depending on what works fine for you in your company. Okay, you put the month and the year you started that work. Okay, the month and the year you started this work. Save and continue. Put your job title, whatever your job title is. You could say manager. Mhm. Now, you see what I said? How much do you earn each month after tax? But if it was self employed, you have filled, it will ask you for your job role and ask you how much you make annually. That is how much you make in a year. Okay? How much you earn each month after tax? Please always use Naira. In Nigeria, what they pay us with is Naira. So always use Naira. And if you use pounds, why is risky to use pounds? If you use pounds and you're not sure of the app they use in checking the exchange rate, you might be giving a false information. The information that you provided on your pay slips might be totally different from what you have filled here. So the more reason why you should just stick to Nigerian naira and not pounds. Okay, so let's say you're earning 1 million naira. Describe your job. As a manager, you know what you do. Okay, as an accountant, you know what you're doing. As a HR personnel, you know your job role. As a customer service, whatever it is you're doing in the company, you know what it is. You put it here, describe it there. Okay, save and continue. Your income and savings. Do you have other income or any savings? If you have, what they mean here is if there's any other side hustle that you do, okay, that pays you regularly, you tick. Okay, if you have let me say savings or shares, okay, if you have shares, you have stock that you receive stipends or you receive money from either monthly or regular or yearly, you tick here other regular additional income. When you tick here, it will ask you for the details. Now see, what kind of regular additional income do you have? Is it allowance? Is there someone that is giving you monthly allowance and is regular and it appears in your bank statement? Not just that you come and tick it. There must be evidence. Like I said, everything about UK is evidence. If you click allowance, that you receive allowance every month from family member, there must be evidence, probably in your bank statement, them, and they must see it, the name of that person and how much the person has been giving you monthly or yearly based on the allowance. Okay, if it's your pension, that's why I said if you click that you're retired, your pension, okay, you click it if it's pension. Investments, probably you have shops that they pay you rent, you receive rent from, rental services, you click investment, but you must provide evidence. If it's any other form of income, any other income, like these days we have a lot of people that are working at the same time, they are youtubers, or they are working and they are receiving money from TikTok, or they are working and at the same time they're affiliate marketers, any of all these things, but you must provide evidence. Okay, those ones can come under another income. Okay, now you put total amount of regular additional income that you get in a year. So if I click another income, I must put how much I get in a year from that business. Okay, from that other income. If I click allowance, the same thing. Pension, the same thing. Okay, do you understand me? But if you do not have any other income, if you do not have any other income, if it's just your salary, then you just go straight to I do not have any other income. Okay, then if you have savings, if you have savings, let me say you have, like, those that do a susu. There's some people that can decide to have a particular bank account, and they just, it's strictly for savings, they don't withdraw, nothing. If you have such savings, you click on savings and provide the details. How much money do you have in savings? But this time around, it has to be in pounds. Okay, and if you're going to be putting this in pounds, please use Oanda. Use Oanda. Use that to do your exchange rate for that day. Okay, this one they can permit an estimate value. Okay, for this one they can permit estimate value, but for your monthly income, no, they will not permit that. Okay, so let's say in a year what you're getting is 6 million, 6 million or above. Okay, or even less than 6 million, whatever the amount is. But please, whatever it is you're filling in your form, any information you're filling in this form, you must provide details, you must provide evidence. For UK application, evidence, because your document is speaking for you. They're not going to see you one on one. Your document is speaking for you. That's the more reason why you have to be careful with what you're filling in your application form. You don't rush it, don't make mistakes. How much money are you personally planning to spend on your visit to the UK? To fill this part, okay? To fill this part, you check the cost of flights, okay? If you're paying for yourself, you check the cost of flights. You check the cost of hotel if you're going to be staying in hotel. You check the cost of feeding, how much you're going to spend each day on feeding. Okay, then if you have intentions of visiting tourist centers, of course, tourist centers are not free. You check how much tourist centers is, calculate everything and give a total figure year. That's what this place is for. Okay, so let's say 6 million. Now in this 6 million, my flight is here, my hotel is here, my feeding money is here, miscellaneous expenditure is here. Please, this part is very, very important. What is the total amount of money you spend each month? If you're paying rent, in Nigeria we pay rent yearly, right? If you're paying rent, divide what you pay into 12. If you know that, yes, of course, transportation to your office and all that, you can check how much you spend and divide it into 12. Okay, put that aside. How much do you think you spend for feeding daily, okay, or monthly? Calculate that. Total of everything is what will give you what you're feeling here, what you're supposed to feel here. Okay, so let's say today's Nigeria, you say you're earning, and remember, your monthly expenditure cannot be more than your salary. Your monthly expenditure cannot be more than your salary. So here now, let's say you're earning you're earning 1 million as we have put. So let's say your monthly income, you're spending, let's put it 400,000. Okay, in this 400,000, your rent is there, your miscellaneous, your feeding, your transportation to and fro to wherever you're going to. Okay, that is what you check. That's the total amount you're supposed to put here. Will anyone be paying towards the cost of your visit? If yes, click yes. It will ask for the details of the person and how much the person is going to be giving you for your trip, and also why the person has accepted to pay for your trip. Okay, so that's if you click this yes. But for the sake of this video, we'll click no because this video is already too long. Your planned travel information. In this place, you put your travel date, the day you intend to travel. You have to be careful when filling these dates. Don't go and feel that you're going to stay for 7 months. Meanwhile, you're applying for 6 months visa. Okay? Please, you have to watch it. And any date you feel here is what they will stamp on your visa. If it's like now, I have stated that I'll be traveling on the 23rd of April 2025. Now, even if my visa comes out before 23rd of April 2025, I cannot be able to travel before then. I must travel from this date, 23rd of April, or 24th of April, or 25th of April. Do you understand? I think in one of my videos I had said it before that you okay, no, I don't think I've uploaded that video yet. That you've been given a visa does not mean that at the port of entry they can allow you access into the country. At the port of entry, they could still deny you and ask you to go back. Okay, if you don't meet their immigration rules. So before you travel, always know the country's immigration. There will be a special video on that, teaching you the immigration rules, the do's and don'ts at ports of entries. What is your main reason for traveling? Are you going on tourism? Now, tourism includes visiting family and friends. Business includes sports and entertainment. If it's business, you must have an invitation. If it's business, you must have an invitation. If it's sports, you must have an invitation. If it's entertainment, probably you're coming to sing or something, you must have an invitation. If it's sports, you're coming to either play or support your fans and all that, you must have an invitation. But if it's tourism, this tourism could be strictly vacation, just to book an hotel and catch your cruise, or you could be visiting family members, okay, or you could visit friends. Then there's transit. Probably you're going to the Bahamas and your flight, there's going to be a stopover at the UK, then you need a transit visa. Or you're going to Georgia and your flight is going to stop at UK, you'll be needing a transit visa. Academic visit is also called student visit, student short visits, okay? Academic visit. Marriage or civil partnership, probably you're just going there to get married. So that means you have intention of coming back. You have the intention of coming back. Private medical treatment or organ donation. What is your reason? Short term study, that's a student visitor, like I said. Student visitor. Order, I am visiting for another reason. Whatever the reason is, probably conference or so, you click order. Okay. If you're strictly coming for a conference or meeting, you click order. But for the sake of this video, please let us choose tourism. Main reason for your holiday visit. What is the main reason for you wanting to go to the UK? Are you going as a tourist? Are you visiting family? Are you visiting friends? Remember in our previous video before now, we said family is blood ties, friends is friends, family friend is friend. Family friend is not family. Please. Tourists is those that you don't have anybody in the UK. You want to visit the UK and you're going to be using tour guides for all your tours. You're going to be staying in hotel. You must have a planned itinerary, okay, for tourist visa. Save and continue. Oh, sorry, we did not click. We did not tick which one. Okay, so let's tick tourist for the sake of this video. If it's visiting family, to bring out a place where you have, or friend, it's to bring out a place where you have to fill the details of the person you are visiting. Now, give details of the main purpose of your visit and anything else you plan to do on your trip. While you're in the UK, what do you want to do? Why are you going to the UK? So I can say, since I've ticked tourists while in the UK, I plan to visit London Bridge. No, whatever it is that you plan to do, this is a place for you to draft out your. This is a place for you to put down your itinerary, all you plan to do while you're in the UK. Okay. People financially dependent on you. If you have children that are depending on you, children under 18 or children over 18 that still lives with you, okay, children who you look after all the time, probably adopted children, okay, older relatives who need you for accommodation or other support, probably like our aged parents, okay. If you know you have such persons, you click yes. If not, you click no. If you click yes, it will ask you to provide details of the person. For the sake of this video, we'll use no. Give details about two of your parents. Now you put your mother's name. When you click on mother, you put your mother's name, their date of birth. If you cannot remember their date of birth, you can just put anything, but in additional information, state it clear that you cannot remember the date of birth of your parents or your mother. Have they always had the same nationality? Yes. If not, you say no. Okay. For the sake of the video, we are using yes. Then you also give details of your father. Put his name, his date of birth. The same thing also, if you cannot remember, put any date, but please state it in additional information or your visa letter that this date is not real. Now, do you have family in the UK? If you have family in the UK, you feel, remember what we said, immediate family such as spouse, civil partner, parents, children, brothers or sisters. Now, what do they mean by civil partner? Civil partner could be somebody that you're living with, but you're not legally married. Okay, you're not legally married, but you've been living with this partner for over 2 years. It becomes a civil partner once the relationship is over 2 years and you've been living together. You must provide evidence to show that yes, both of you have been living together for over 2 years. But spouse are legal partners, the one that you have a certificate to back up with. But this civil partner, there's no certificate to back up. Your parents, children, brothers or sisters, grandparents, your spouse or civil partner's family, your child's spouse, that's your in-laws, your partner if you have lived with them for 2 out of the last 3 years. Okay, you must have been staying with this person constantly in the same house. Okay, not boyfriend, girlfriend, no. Mhm. Do you have any family in the UK? Remember, we are tick tourists, so let's say no. Traveling as part of an organized group. Probably your company, you're going on a retreat together. You you um you click yes, then you put the group name, or let me say like Lions Club or Rotary Club. Probably they are going together as a group. You tick yes or no if you want to go as a group. If you don't want to go as a group, but for the sake of our video, we have tick tourists, so we are clicking no. Are you traveling with any other person? If you're traveling with anybody, you must state here that yes, you're traveling with a person. Will you be traveling to the UK with someone who is not your partner, spouse, or dependent? Okay, are you traveling with somebody? If yes, click yes. If no, click no. Remember, whatever it is you click, you must provide evidence. If you click yes, you must provide evidence and show relationship. Accommodation in the UK. Do you have an address for where you are staying in the UK? If you have booked your hotel, you click yes. If you're going to be staying with a friend, yes. If you're staying with a family member, you say yes. But remember, the next stage you'll be providing details. But if you say no, let's see what comes out if you say no. If you say no, it will ask you, where do you plan to stay in the UK? Give as much detail as possible of where you intend to stay. For example, in a hotel, private housing, or with friends. Now, if you have not booked an hotel, you can give a reason like, okay, I plan to stay I plan to stay in a hotel after visa has been issued. Okay? This is the concrete reasons. You want to see your visa first before you pay for the hotel. And some hotels, some, if you want to get good deals in hotels, you must pay instantly. But if you're booking, you'll be paying higher. Yes, check it, you see. Now, UK travel history. If you have UK travel history, you feel it here. If you've been to the UK in the past 10 years, please, you have to check. Not you come and tell us that, before you were born, I've been traveling to the UK even before you were born. They're not asking you that one. They want the details in the past 10 years. That's the one they want. Okay. Have you been to the UK in the past 10 years? If yes, click yes. If no, click no. For the sake of the video, no. If you click yes, it will ask you for all the details, the travel dates, when you travel, when you went in and when you went out of UK. Now, if you visited any of this country, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, USA, Switzerland, or the European Economic Area, that is the EEA, that's Schengen countries. If you've visited any of those places, they're asking you how many times have you visited those places in the past 10 years. So if you visited them 2 to 5 times, once, 2 to 5 times, six or more times, you click on them. If you've never visited, you click no. For the sake of the video, we are clicking zero. Now, if you visited once, 2 to 5 times, six or more times, it will bring out details and ask you to put the countries, the details of the countries you've gone to, the date you went in and the date you left. Now, if there's any other country you've been to apart from those ones that were listed, apart from the UK, you click it yes. If not, click no. Immigration history. If you have any immigration history, probably a visa has been refused before, you've had an issues at the border, at the port of entry, your visa has been cancelled, you face asylum, you've been deported, whatever immigration history you've ever had, you click here yes and give details of that history. If none, click no. Save and continue. Breach of UK immigration law. Have you ever broken any of the laws? If you have, you say no. If you have, say yes and give details. Convictions of other penalties. Have you ever committed any crime? Have you been convicted before? If no, click no. I have never had any of this, any crime at all you've committed before. If you've ever had any court case, you know, you click. War crimes. Have you been involved in any crime? Have you been involved in gingering war and all that? You see, that's why you have to be careful with the things you post on your social medias. Okay, you have to be careful with the things you say, because if you've ever involved yourself in any of this, hmm, or spoken about it, see, they can easily detect. This is one of their. So read all this information before you post. Terrorist activities. Have you been involved in any terrorist activities? Have you ever been there watching where they're humiliating someone and you kept quiet? Okay. Have you all this? See, terrorists. Have you ever been a member of or given support to? If you've given support to and they find out, an organization which has been concerned in terrorism, you understand? For the sake of the video, we're taking no, 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 no. Extremist organization. Do you belong to any of the extremist organization? Are you an extremist? If you are, click yes and give details. Please do not give false information. They can they can detect. Okay, once you've given the UK government your details, they'll do a background check on you. Okay, if you have a questionable character, you click yes. If not, click no. Now, your employment history. Have you worked for the armed forces? If you've worked for armed forces, click yes. Okay. Government include this compulsory national or military service. Nigeria, all of us we go for NYSC. So you just click and put the details of what you did while you were working, while you were serving. Okay. Government, including public or civil administration. Have you worked for the government before? Have you worked for intelligence services like the DSS and so on, the military? Have you worked for security organization, be it the police or private security services? Have you worked in the media organization, probably like a journalist, a news writer? If you have, you put your details. Have you worked in the judiciary before? Are you a lawyer? Have you worked in the court? Are you a magistrate, a retired magistrate? Put. But if you've not worked in any of this, you put I have not worked in any of this. Then this is additional information. You see in this part, okay, this part of additional information, you have to, this is where you explain, like, okay, like where I said, if you do not know your father's date of birth, you explain that you cannot remember your father's date of birth in this additional information. This additional information is a place for you to state some, probably, okay, like let me say in your place of work, you're doing thrift collection. Additional information is a good place where you put in those details, explaining to them that yes, you're into thrift collection. If you're into a side hustle, also, this additional information is a platform for you to explain all that. Anything that you feel that needs concrete, that needs expansion, that needs to be explained, you put it in this additional information. So after that, you save and continue. You can go to show and edit. Show and edit is to show you these are all the information that you have filled. Okay, these are all the information you have filled. You go through it for correction. You check if you need to do some corrections. Okay, if there's some things you need to remove and add, or if there's some things that you feel are not necessary, you remove them. Okay, so this today is the end of our, should I call it? This is more like a course teaching you how to fill the UK visa application form. I think this is one of the longest form, followed by the Canada visa application forms. No, the Canada visa application form is longer than this. Yes, Canada visa application form is longer than the UK form. But with this now, I'm sure you'll be able to fill your UK visa application form without the help of anybody. If you have questions, please feel free to drop in my comment section. And if you want a one on one consultation, then send a mail to the email address in the description box. Thank you for tuning in. If you've watched to this very end, please like, share, and subscribe. Your subscription, your likes, your comments helps to encourage us to do more videos like this. Okay? Thank you for watching and see you in our next video where we'll be teaching you the required documents you need for your visa applications. Ciao!